Alright, here we go again, y'all. I don't know what happened a second ago, but I had to start the stream over. Test 1, 2. Dang, I hate that last live messed up. Hopefully people will get the new notification. We'll get started after this track. When you drop in, let me know you can hear. Let me know you can hear the music. You can hear my voice, and we'll get started soon. Alright, y'all. Goodness gracious. This stream is already going a little crazy tonight. Let's go ahead and dive in. To be honest, y'all, I don't really have a whole lot to cover tonight. I just kind of wanted to keep it light, just kind of chat a little bit. So just wanted to talk about a few things. I got Nostagram going right now. If you're still not on Nostr, you're missing out. Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Hopefully everybody will get that second notification. I don't know what happened that first stream, but here we are again. Let's start it off with some Peter McCormick real quick. This really resonated with me. I hope it resonates with y'all as well. Peter McCormick here. Bitcoin Beach, El Salvador. Bitcoin Lake, Guatemala. Bitcoin Island, Philippines. Bitcoin Park, Nashville. Bitcoin Commons, Austin. Pubkey, New York City. Real Bedford, UK. These meet space nodes are great for Bitcoiners. What other meet spaces do we have? And I just thought this really kind of spoke volumes, right? Because a couple weeks, I showed that video clip where a Bitcoiner rolled up to that bank, and I'm forgetting the name already, but rode up to that bank and had a buy Bitcoin truck just parked right out front of the bank, and driving around with this big truck with all this Bitcoin imagery on it. And it's just things like that, things like this on the screen that again just show how on the front lines Bitcoiners are. Where is Ripple Beach? Where is Avalanche Lake? Where is Chili's Island? You know what I mean? It's just not right. There just isn't. And it really does speak volumes, just the level of community, and not this URL internet community bullshit, but like real people on the grounds, real Bitcoiners on the grounds in these trenches, shaking hands, being involved in communities, building these Bitcoin communities. It's just like so plain as day. And it's just nothing else comes close to it. Right? Where is Ethereum Park? Where is Ethereum Beach? It does not exist. Unless I missed the news. I don't see it happening, right? And again, it really does speak volumes in terms of, online community, cool, whatever. But like, where are these other projects, these other blockchains? Where are the people on the ground, like really trying to help elevate communities and build community and shake people's hands, see people face to face? Like, where is it? You don't see it. What's up, y'all? Mr. Richie, thank you. Audio's good, thank you. Topcast, what's up, yo? Which Nostr client do you use? So I use Damus on mobile because I have an ISO device. I don't think it's available on Android yet, Damus, but also you can come on to something like Nostagram. You can log in and, I think you can create account on here or whatever. I'm sure there's many different clients that you can use to, interface with Nostr, right? But I personally use Damus majority, like 99% of the time, via mobile. Digital Wealth Podcast, what's up? Bitcoin network will be attacked when CBDCs are sorted out. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there will be some sort of drama, some sort of campaign against Bitcoin. But I think people are going to realize how much we need Bitcoin when CBDCs are released, right? There was, a matter of fact, I came across a video and I was going to show it, but there was protests happening in the UK over CBDCs. Like, people are catching on to what is happening, right? And I'm optimistic that people are not going to be stupid. Like, people, and even in conversations that I've had on my socials about CBDCs, people know at minimum, we need cash, right? And I think that's a spark of light that at minimum people understand that piece. And so I think once people understand that Bitcoin is better than cash, right? I just think people are going to flood to Bitcoin personally. Yeah, the process that the video that I saw, people in the UK, conversations that I've seen, everything that's happening in like Nigeria, in Africa, right? And I had an article that I was gonna read. I didn't want to get too deep tonight, y'all. It's a Sunday. I just wanted to come on here, chop it up with y'all. But there was an article that was released last week about people using Bitcoin in other African nations and things of that nature. So, yeah, will there be, will politicians come out against Bitcoin? U.S. politicians, possibly. Will that happen in the U.K. and other areas? Possibly. But I just think, Bitcoin can't be stopped. And I think people are going to really catch on to how Bitcoin fixes it. What's up, Crawfish? What's up, y'all? Let's move forward real quick. Hit that thumbs up, y'all, on this Sunday night. I'm glad y'all are able to join the stream. I was hoping that I would get Creole on. He wasn't able to come on tonight, y'all. I'm gonna try. I keep telling him that people are asking about him. He did tell me that there was some content that he wanted to cover, so hopefully he'll do that within the next week or so. So stay tuned. I'm trying to get Creole back on. He's got a lot going on. But yeah, thanks y'all for hopping on this Sunday night. I know I kind of switched it up from Friday, so glad to see y'all on the stream. So again, yeah, I'm just y'all. And I already told y'all last week, I'm planning a trip to Mexico. I'll be in Mexico soon for quite some time. And then what I didn't realize this, y'all. I just so happened I was looking at a map. El Salvador, from where I'm gonna be, El Salvador is like literally right across the way from where I'm gonna be in Mexico. So now I'm trying to incorporate a trip to El Salvador and to stay for at least maybe 2 to 3 weeks in El Salvador, which I'm really, really excited about, assuming everything goes as planned, and I can make it work. I'm very excited about that, y'all. And, again, man, Bitcoin. So I was, booking my stay in El Salvador, and there's always that moment of like, is this really real? Like, is this really a Bitcoin country, right? And so I booked my stay, and on the website, it was in USD. So I'm like, you know what, let me just email where I'm going to stay and ask if they accept Bitcoin. Email them, and they're like, yes, of course, we accept Bitcoin. So it's just like that realization that you're about to go to an area that has embraced Bitcoin, and accepts Bitcoin as payment. It's just like really empowering. I don't know how to describe it, but it really is like one of the first times I felt that. And my trip is already paid for because I've been stacking sats. And some people would say, why are you gonna spend your sats? But like, why not in a country, in Bitcoin country, right? And this kind of goes back to what I was talking about last week, in making sure that we don't get way too caught up in the hodl mentality that we forget to live and to experience. And so for me personally, this trip to El Salvador is, something that really matters to me. Travel matters to me. The Bitcoin community matters to me, and being able to spend some of my sats in El Salvador, like, I'm just so fucking excited. I don't know. I've been looking at properties in El Salvador, and again, they accept Bitcoin to purchase properties in El Salvador. Like, it's really interesting stuff. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think about that. But I actually came across this and I thought this was interesting about real estate. Joe here says, sell real estate, sell equities, sell bonds, buy Bitcoin. And I think this is really interesting because we always hear within the Bitcoiner space that your house is a shitcoin, right? Basically everything is a shitcoin except Bitcoin, right? Your house, your car, the shoes that you wear, the clothes like, it's all shitcoins, right? But I do think, I mean, again, it comes back to like what you as an individual see value in and see benefit in. And I thought this was a really good point here that Tom made. This is bad advice. Keep your real estate, have your tenant pay you in Bitcoin, or change your cash flow into Bitcoin after expenses. An example of this is years ago, I was listening to the Modern Investor, and he's talked about his real estate journeys and how he's been able to convert that income from his investment properties and puts it right back into Bitcoin. And I think he says he also buys Ethereum or something like that. But I mean, that's an example of having that cash flow and putting it right back into Bitcoin. Continuing here, he says, everyone lives somewhere, so real estate will always be king asset to most individuals because they can touch it and take care of it, while Bitcoin is superior, which I agree. Real estate control is important to maintain in the communities rather than in the hands of few. So really great point there. Again, not to get caught up in so much of the, I don't want to say like shitcoin rhetoric. I don't know really how to describe it, but if you want to buy a vacation home in El Salvador and rent it out on Airbnb and then convert that cash flow into more Bitcoin, you know what I mean? 5% down on owner occupied rental property is 19-to-1 leverage with almost no chance of margin call. I've priced every real estate deal I've ever done in Bitcoin, and I'm still in the green on every single one. And yes, Bitcoin is my unit of account. So I love that, right? Pricing your real estate in Bitcoin. Really good stuff right there. Let's move on. Let me know what y'all think in the chat on that. Another thing that I wanted to touch on briefly is, we always talk about Bitcoin having been around 10 years. A lot of people think that is a negative to Bitcoin. It's only been around 10 years, right? But I think people really do and I've been guilty of this in the past as well, of not really understanding the real history of how Bitcoin became right? How Bitcoin was discovered, how it was, as this person says, engineered, and it's 40 years of work. It's 40 years of digging. It's 40 years of engineering, right? For Bitcoin to have come into existence. And so that again says Bitcoin isn't 10 years old, or what is it, 12 years old now? You can do the math, right? Bitcoin is 40, 40 years old, right? Years and years of research and development until Bitcoin was finally discovered. I like to say it was discovered. That's just me. Let's talk about this real quick. There's only 1 million addresses worldwide with one full Bitcoin. Reach this milestone and you become the top 1%. The difficulty of reaching this feat will drastically increase over these next few months. What are you waiting for, Anon? Yeah, this really does speak to, one, how early we are. And two, the sense of urgency that we should have in accumulating Bitcoin, right? This really speaks to me. Only 1 million addresses worldwide with one full Bitcoin. Y'all, that is nothing. 1 million addresses? Hello. What? Hello. So I thought that was a good piece. It's very encouraging and it's definitely a call to action. Let's hit the chat. Crawfish, always have to have a place to stay. Saying real estate is a shitcoin, I feel like hurts Bitcoiners' credibility. Non-orange pilled folks won't take you seriously saying things like that. 100%. Yeah. The everyday person will think you're crazy, right? But I think us having been in the space, us understanding Bitcoin, we get the sentiment in saying that your house is a shitcoin, right? But at the end of the day, we all need a place. We all need shelter, right? Homes aren't going out of style, right? And to that point, I'm someone, I've always envisioned myself having multiple properties across the world. And it was just inspiring as I've done more digging into El Salvador, more research, the idea of having a vacation home in El Salvador at minimum, maybe somewhere in La Libertad or the El Zante area, or anywhere in El Salvador. But the idea of having a vacation home there that I can pay for in fiat, I think most Bitcoiners would say is probably the better thing to do, but you could pay for it in Bitcoin as well, and then have that cash flow as a rental, as an Airbnb, and have that cash flow converted back into Bitcoin. I mean, it makes sense to me, right? Lauro, Michelle, what can XRP do in the next bull cycle for alts? I have nothing to say about XRP. I have nothing to say about XRP. And I'm not really sure what you're asking in the question. What can XRP do in the next bull cycle for alts? Just performance wise for XRP. I mean, performance wise, I imagine it may go up in price. I think it went up a little bit. Isn't it at like 50 cents or something right now? So it did increase in price. XRP is 100% a shitcoin. What's going to happen with this whole SEC thing, I don't know. But I encourage, if you're interested in XRP, XRP is a no-go for me, but if you're interested, I would say if you're in the XRP army, you need to have someone else in your sphere telling you about the what's the word I'm looking for? That's kind of taking away the smoke and mirrors. So what I'm trying to get at, there's this cat on Twitter called the Scam Detective. Let's pull him up right now and give homie his flowers real quick. Scam. Okay, I don't remember. He's like always posting. Well, anyway, the Scam Detective. There he is. Scam Detective 5. This cat is deep down the XRP rabbit hole, but exposing XRP for what it actually is, which is nothing worth investing in. So check out his stuff. He does a lot of Twitter spaces, and he gets in these conversations with XRP Army, and he has really good dialogue, really good facts, really good. I mean, dude is like pulling out documents and like like he is legit detective. I don't know how to describe it. You just got to get on one of those Twitter spaces and hear him talk. Like the depth that he goes into on XRP and exposing it for what it is, and taking down the veil, clearing out the smoke and mirrors. It's insane. Topcast 0.25 BTC looking real crispy right now. Okay. Bitcoin will become more scarce than real estate. According to Jeff Booth, real estate price will fall to their utility value. Yes, Bitcoin will be more scarce than real estate. Yep. Crawfish, definitely got to get out of your echo chamber for any coin. True. Just to see what they are saying and see if there is any merit to the criticisms. Agreed. I think this is a great exercise for everybody, even Bitcoiners. It's important to listen to the criticisms. Yeah. I mean, it's as simple as that. And it kind of brings me to the next thing that we're going to cover. One thing that I have learned, and with the help of taking the orange pill, is just how important it is to, what's the word I'm looking for? How important it is to hear all sides of something. How important it is to not be in your echo chamber. How important it is to always question, always have questions, right? Bitcoin has really, really shown me that. And I was just thinking about it before I started the live, just reflecting on how once upon a time I liked Elizabeth Warren. Before I took the orange pill, I liked Elizabeth Warren. I liked some of these other political candidates. I definitely aligned with a certain political view before I took the orange pill. And having taken the orange pill and really gone down this rabbit hole and just really seeing the smoke and mirrors clear out, you just realize that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. All this political shit is bullshit. No side is better than the other. It's just, as someone explained it, in terms of Republicans versus Democrats, it's different wings, same bird. I think is how the saying goes. Yeah. It's just all BS. It's just all like I don't know. But yeah, I find myself nowadays really challenging myself, listening to a wide range of opinions, a wide range of perspectives on topics, and just taking it all in, but still developing my own personal view on things, my own personal perspective and worldview on things. Laura, okay, so if the US dumps their CBTC on the market, what the worst that can happen to BTC? I'm glad you brought that up, Laura. And I meant to, there's so many things I had pulled up to go over, and I just like closed it out because I didn't even want to get into it. But of course, there was news this week of, yeah, what was that? Was it the Fed, or I can't remember if it's the Fed or what, had X amount of Bitcoin and they sold some earlier in March, and then they're planning to sell another heaping amount of Bitcoin over the course of the year. And my thing is like, I love it. I'm here for it. Sell it so I can buy it. That's the immediate thing that came to my mind. Now, of course, there have been on Bitcoin Twitter and on crypto Twitter, there's been a number of threads talking about what could happen to the price, talking about, it won't affect spot prices really because, all of this is happening over the counter, kind of behind the scenes. It's not like they're going to, to an exchange to sell this stuff. Like, I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, sell it. It's more for me to buy. And if it means it drops the price of Bitcoin, even better. I still have my buy order set all the way down to 12K. And it would be a blessing if that 12K buy order got filled. I don't think we're going to go that low at this point. Who knows? It could be a black swan event. It could be the selling off of the BTC by the Fed or whoever has it. I think it was the Fed, right? I don't know. But yeah, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's sell thousands of Bitcoin so plebs and Bitcoiners can buy it back. Crawfish, it would drop some for sure until the buying pressure catches up. In the grand scheme, though, not much would change. Agreed. Crawfish, different cheeks of the same ass, and my favorite way to express that. Yeah, I like that one. Topcast, imagine that the Fed sells BTC and it's still the best performing asset. LOL. Yeah, I know. I didn't sweat not one bit when I saw that news. Like I said, bring it on. I'm ready. Limit orders set, buy orders set across multiple exchanges. I'm good to go. Crawfish, grab you that scam wick. Glad you got an order set. Yeah, I still got orders set. And a little bit of cash outside of the orders to buy up some cheap Bitcoin. So ready for it. Okay, so let me play this video real quick. Mark Moss, only debt is backed by something. What backs oil? What backs gold? What backs copper? What backs Bitcoin? Why is she allowed to speak on such matters? It's pretty clear at this point that someone needs to tell Elizabeth to sit down. Let me play this clip.
With Bitcoin, there's no thing that backs it up. And that's what makes it different. It's just belief. You and I assess. You assess the value is going to go down. I assess it's going to go up, and therefore I buy.
So it's more like this artwork.
No, because at the end of the day, I can hang that thing on my wall.
Right.
And I can enjoy it, or I can throw darts at it.
You could sell it for money.
Sure you can. I mean, there are features about it that are the same, but it's not the same. And look, one of the things we have to remember about, there are a lot of things that come within this crypto world. So for example, we could be talking about, instead of Bitcoin, we could be talking about digital currency. Now, that's something very different.
I think that's different too. I buy that. I accept that.
That's right, because that's a government-backed electronic transfer. And it can be denominated in dollars, it could be denominated in euros, it could be denominated in some new language that's made up. But that has something that backs it up. It has a government that says, if at the end of the day there's a run on this stuff, everybody wants theirs out, the United States government promises there will be something to back it up. And that's what banks are about. There'll be somebody there to back it up. But with Bitcoin, that's not the case.
I mean, just a couple things went through my head when I saw this clip. One is like, here she goes again. Two is just like, I know that there are people listening to this and they believe what she's saying, right? They are taking what she is saying as fact, and that's sad, right? And then another thing that went through my head is like, thank God I took the orange pill, right? Thank God that the veil was lowered for me, right? Because I'm sure at one point I would have listened to this and been like, okay, yeah, maybe she's on to something. But like, and then the other part of me is, so I'm glad that I know that what she is saying is, I don't know, like dishonest and like factually incorrect and misinformed, right? I'm glad that I understand that. Man. Man. Oh, wow. Topcast, Karen needs to go bake cookies and shut up. Yeah, she just needs to sit down somewhere. And I'm just not understanding, because we've covered this in the past where she says things like this and it's just clearly misinformed or just clearly dishonest, right? And I'm like, who is like advising her? Who is giving her this information, right? Because clearly, surely she would have a team to give her information and help, you know, keep her abreast to this information, right? To like, and surely she has all the access in the world to call up, you know, Bitcoiners and have conversations with them on this. And it's moments like that where it's like, okay, here she is. I know she has access or could have access to some of the brightest Bitcoiner minds to sit down with her and have these conversations, right? I'm sure the brightest minds in Bitcoin have reached out to her to, you know, clarify things and to help, help her understanding of Bitcoin. But it's in that fact that I know it's like she must not care, right? So if you have this access and then you likely have, you know, intelligent Bitcoiners willing to reach out to her to have these conversations, but it's clear that that isn't happening, right? Then does she not care to know? Or does she truly believe what she's saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Let me hit the chat. Crawfish, I think she believes that she is saying I think she believes what she is saying wholeheartedly. I cannot read right now. But what she described is why we need BTC. If there is a run on the banks, they don't have the money. But on a permissionless system, it's there, right? She just doesn't understand that we all aren't trying to get dollars back out of bank. Is that what she back out of? Aren't trying to get dollars back out of BYC? BTC. Okay, I was like, she just doesn't understand that we all aren't trying to get dollars back out of BTC, right? That's a good take. I didn't think about it like that. That's a good take. I like that. Joe, she just using it as a front for votes and control. She knows the people don't know any better. Right. Oh, man, oh man. I'm sure this is not the last we're gonna hear of Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, y'all. Hit that thumbs up, y'all, on this Sunday night. So what's going on with Arbitrum, y'all? I thought Arbitrum was supposed to be like the new cool kid Ethereum thing on the block that was going to solve all these issues and da-da-da-da and bullshit, right? OMG, Arbitrum team wrongly started utilizing the 750 million ARB before the vote was even done. They just assumed the FORs would win, but now the against are winning. Team now claims the vote was a quote ratification, not a quote request. Decentralization theater is being fully exposed. So I didn't look super deep into this. I just saw a couple tweets on this and looked through the thread, and of course, Yago was in here commenting on that. But let me go over here. Arbitrum Foundation made a proposal, AIP1, to allocate $750 million of wait, is it dollars or just 750 million ARB? 750 million ARB. Okay, let me get that right. To allocate 750 million ARB tokens for admin and op costs, but ARB holders voted against it. Now they said the vote was just a formality, and they have already spent 50.5 million, 6.7% of the proposed 750 million ARB. Your vote is not a vote. They said, psych, you thought your vote meant something. Man. Yeah, let me know if you know anything else about how many of y'all got that ARB airdrop. Apparently that ARB airdrop was a nice little drop for people who participated. And of course, the price immediately crashed following it. But y'all, this is not a good look. This is sketch. Of course, ARB is a shitcoin. We can call it as it is. With without having to really look into it. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been hearing a lot about Arbitrum, and how it was extremely hyped up. People were looking forward to it, and all the problems and whatnot is supposed to solve whatever it's supposed to do with Ethereum. And I mean, not a good look, right? Top Cast, she understands. Saying she doesn't just gives her an excuse. Crawfish, she tried to say she was a Native American. I remember that. Yeah. You don't think she believes dollars in a bank are best system? Topcast. Just wait for that MetaMask coin. LOL. Yeah, what is that confirmed? I feel like people have been talking about a MetaMask airdrop for like 2 years now, and nothing has come of it. Like 2 or 3 years. And I feel like I saw something recently about, a rumor around MetaMask airdrop. I don't know. Every now and then I'll see something pop up on the feed about a MetaMask airdrop, but that's been happening for like 2 years now. Yeah. Topcast, it was allegedly. Yeah. There's a lot of alleged conversations happening with the alleged MetaMask airdrop. Well, I'll believe it when I see it, That's all I have for y'all tonight. Let me put a track on for y'all. Let me go back to what we... Yeah, again, y'all, thank you for joining this Sunday, doing a little switch up. We will be back to normal programming this coming week, on Friday. So put your YouTube notifications on so you get that notification when I do go live. But again, likely 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. Also, just so you're aware, I did update. So in our solo.to link, we do have a tip jar. I updated the tip jar. So just so you're aware. Join the Discord. There should be a link in the chat from Streamlabs. But everything you need is in the solo.to link, so hit up that link. What else? I think that's it, y'all. Yeah. And y'all follow me on Nostr. Okay, I just dropped my Nostr public key in the chat. Follow me on Nostr, y'all. And DM me and I'll make sure I follow you back. Coin Hodler, what's up? Madman, what's up? All right, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. See you Friday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm gonna get on Creole. I'm gonna get on him. Hopefully he'll get back on really soon. Like I said, he had some stuff that he wanted to cover. So y'all have a good week. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Peace. Ooh, this song came on though. What is this? You might have to let another song play.